team. Both teams have been kind of weird with rosters though lately, right? I mean, this GreyFace team really just got put together last month to compete in this, as well as I believe Fragbite Masters and like one of the Ding It Weekly Cups. So they've only played about 15 games together over the last month and a half. Same with Hellraisers, since they had just recently started having to use Schneider as a stand-in with Simple leaving the team, and even Oscar and company hasn't been on the team for really that long. So they don't really have a whole lot of time together for either team, really. So the data is kind of limited, but I guess Hellraisers would probably be, you know, some of the more recognizable players that you've seen playing together recently. But there's definitely a couple of guys over on GreyFace that had some experience. Everyone knows Wheaton when he used to play with what's now Gamers 2, and Poff has kind of, you know, had his name out there as well. So this will be an interesting game. I'm not really sure there's a person with a clear edge here.
We are going into the knife run, of course, as our first map is going to be over here on Overpass. Two of 3 maps here, is it obviously is going to be a best of 3 set. Now, this first pick here, I believe, has come out from Hellraisers. Our second map is going to go over to Dust 2, and that's the pick from GreyFace. No surprise with this roster still, for the most part, sort of being a toss-together pug of friends amongst each other. So, obviously, a map like Dust 2 is going to favor those guys in a fairly big way. And then our third map, if we do need to play it back out, is going to be over on Cash, which I think goes by the way of GreyFace as well, because Cash, there's a lot of similarities to Dust, and a lot of the benefits that GreyFace gain on that second map can be going to that third map. But the big key is going to be getting to that third map in the first place and trying to really impact here on map number 1 too, because we've seen them playing it before. I think it was versus G2 if I remember correctly. They had an okay performance, but obviously the team dynamics and whatnot that often require you to play out over here on this map just weren't really present, because they were in a new squad, and again, they weren't really very well together. But they've had a couple weeks now to try and do it, and I imagine with them sort of getting themselves tossed into this event, maybe they've had some time to bring themselves back together and strategize a little better for maps like this.
Yeah, I know GreyFace actually had a recent win on this map against Mousesports just last week, and Mousesports is a pretty solid team to be able to beat on Overpass, so not a bad result there. And Hellraiser's recent win against NIP, which is kind of a team that doesn't really play Overpass very much, so I'm not really sure how much to read into that. But other than that, it's really the only win on this map either team really has in recent times. So, again, very limited data, so it's really hard to know what's going to happen. But we have some aggression going on here on the A side of the map from GreyFace. But it is going to be pretty much bypass here, as we're going to see a huge rush up the stairs now going into mid.
Alpha's able to spot this now and picks off a very nice headshot to begin off this round. Looking for more, but does have to be a little bit careful here as he falls back a little more. Down on 40 HP, is eventually going to get picked off by Oscar, who creeps around him there inside the bathrooms. That's going to be able to take him down. Now the rest of Hellraisers sort of stacked up here just inside of bathrooms, but not going to push forward anymore for the time being. Actually do Schneider moving his way back down over here inside of Connector, and he's going to look to see what he can find outside by the apologies, by Sewers.
Wow, that was a big flank coming in there from Wheaton, though, from upper A. Gets the bomb back down, really just bogs everything back down. Now it's just going to be Kucher and Schneider left, and Wheaton's just holding his ground here at the fountain. And is doing pretty good work, leaving Schneider alone now in a 1 versus 3. And he's not going to be able to get away. Barbar going to take him out there. So good pistol round from GreyFace. I mean, really just kind of clamping down, and Pop getting a nice shot to kind of, you know, hurt that initial push at mid. And then a great flank there from Wheaton.
And Hellraisers, of course, unfortunately, doesn't look like they're actually going for the buy here in the second round. They don't get a plan or anything, so they're not really going to have a very confident buy going into round number 3 if they would choose to do it. But we'll see how they work this, because it's still possible. It's just going to be missing a whole lot if they do decide to go for a third round force-up.
Right, yeah, just blocking, as you said. Could just be more conservative as well, just to maybe get an op-out and all the equipment they could want in the first gun round as well, rather than doing some type of force buy here. They're just going to try to rush up sandbags. Kaboom going to beat him, though, with the FAMAS, and he's not going to let up. Great kill there. That was really fast round, but there wasn't too much invested into it either, so I wasn't really expecting much.
And this is going to be the force up here coming out in the third round. So they buy up, but like we were saying before, the big problem with this is that almost no utility is going to be coming into play with this sort of a mix-up from Hellraisers. In fact, the only player that could buy anything would be decoys for everybody. Same thing with Kucher, and then Stiko could maybe get himself a smoker in HE, but that's it. That's all they would have for this round. And Angel actually has bought himself up a Molly. I missed that. So he is going to have that, but again, that's really the only thing that they're going to have. So it's just going to be a raw take, and that could obviously have its own host of issues with GreyFace basically having the opposite problem. They've got all the utility they could ever want.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually, I very rarely see people make this type of force buy. Usually you only see it, like it's like you were mentioning, if you get a bomb plant, then you get that AKs out on the third round, but this is a couple of Galils and 3 AKs. As you said, no utility. They pretty much just have to hope they get kills. I mean, they don't have anything to actually execute the site with, as they are going to, quickly get into Fountain. Poth being a bit aggressive here on the stairs. Barbar, right next to him in bathrooms, close away to try to make some trades here. But they got to get some key kills to make this work, and it's not happening.
Barbar picks up 2. It is traded back out by the members of Hellraisers, though, but at the same time, they've been found out here, so they're going to have to take it a little bit slower and try to throw the members of GreyFace for a ruse here. Angel still trying to check out what exactly is going on back here at Connector. We'll be moving back up those steps to regroup with his teammates in a moment, and Kaboom as well, jumping up and down there, trying to see if he can find anything in sewers. Not going to be the case, and Jumpy getting a little bit aggressive here too, so they know for the most part that this is probably not going to be coming towards the east side, at least not immediately, and they've moved some resources back up to the east side to counter this out. That'll be Kaboom coming in to help out, so it'll be him along with Wheaton to try and hold this push back off, but Hellraisers are very much on their way here, and they've got plenty of time to play it out with 40 seconds on the clock here too, and already there's Stiko catching that kill on Wheaton as he gets a little bit over aggressive, shutting him down with a nice headshot there.
Yeah, really well done, even with low utility. They've been able to get a nice trades from Snyder early in the round, and now a great pick, as you said there, from Stiko, leaving Kaboom all alone. Jumpy is on the flank, however, so he still has an opportunity to try to make a play here, but Kaboom's got to buy the time.
Stiko looking back in, but Kaboom, it's going to be a little bit too close for him to play that out, so the plant comes in. Jumpy's got the rifle to play with now, and he is on the flank, but it's obviously going to be pretty well expected here by the members of Hellraisers. He's going to sneak back in, and immediately gets dispatched there by Angel. So Hellraisers take another round, or take their first round, I should actually say here. And they actually upset on it there, too. Again, keep in mind, no plants or anything coming out behind that, so they take a big risk in going for that third round there by having very little utility for it, but it pays out well. They pick it up, and that's immediately going to upset the balance over here on GreyFace. They still have enough to go for another buy, but it's going to be one of those awkward ones where you've got FAMAS's M4s and a Mag 7 randomly getting tossed into the mix here on Jumpy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're going to get really aggressive, too, as well, just pushing 3 right into stairs immediately. So just trying to get in the face with these shotguns and see if they can't make something happen here. Great round from Hellraisers there. As you said, it was a risk. It's a crazy force, but Schneider able to get the key trades in the beginning of the round to keep them in it, and they're able to close it out in the end. So well done here, as we're just going to see if they can't keep it rolling. Definitely don't want to get their money reset right now because money is tight, really, for both teams. Both teams looking to save if they lose this round. Off with the aggression stairs, it's going to be able to find a couple of kills. So is Barbar. So this is going well for GreyFace so far.
Yep, and there's going to be Oscar, of course, finding the kill on a Palf, but Palf held that stair angle very, very well, so he was able to hold off a lot of it. Now the members of Hellraisers got to fall back to pick up this bomb, try to work themselves towards the site, but they've sort of been boxed in here to a little bit. They're going to get forced back towards their spawn if they want to try to make a push for anywhere. As Jumpy's got control of the connector, so they're not going to be able to work their way in there. And not only this, too, but Bar catching an additional player. Kucher tried to get a push over there, going for himself. Doesn't pan out very well at all. He gets dispatched, and now you just got Angel, with a UMP to work with here. Not a whole lot of utility for him to trying to play with either. He picks up the AK, so at least he has this now, but he is slowly being flanked by Barbar, and I imagine he's going to be able to take him out. And actually, no, they kind of walk right past each other. Barbar doesn't even notice it. So this guy does have sort of free passage to get through bathrooms at this point, but the big question is how well is he going to be able to utilize it once he gets up here, because now you still have Wheaton watching on the site itself, and once Angel pops out of those bathrooms, you can bet that Wheaton's going to be able to spot that pretty quickly.
Yeah, Barbar's also flanking him here pretty closely, so he should be able to get the trade at the very least, but not going to be necessary. Wheaton will go ahead and take care of it, and this is just GreyFace, really willing to get aggressive early on over by stairs, and, it's had mixed results. I guess the first time around, Hellraisers actually kind of traded, evenly and were able to secure the round, but that time, GreyFace just absolutely shuts them down by making that push into mid there, and they'll keep it up. They're going to keep pushing 2 members here yet again. Hellraisers again forcing out a big time here. Had very little money, put together pretty much all the money they can to get whatever they possibly could afford, though not much. A lot of guys bought down very, very low, so if this doesn't work out, they will certainly have to save next round, and that could allow GreyFace to really start kind of extending a lead here on the CT side of Overpass. But we'll see if Hellraisers can come up with something. They already have pretty good control of construction, so I mean they at least have something to work with for some type of B split at some point. They're leaving Oscar and Kutcher over at Upper A, maybe just to kind of draw attention there, keep people in place, but we'll see if they can actually find any picks here.
We're having some GoTV issues, by the way, guys, so we do apologize for going away from the game for a moment. We had to reload in so that we could actually spectate Schneider, as unfortunately he was broken before. So we got that fixed now, so we do apologize for that, but it's all in good time. So anyway, Hellraisers now making this push back over here onto the A site. mainly Palf and Babar here to defend this. It draws on to how quickly the members of GreyFace are going to be able to actually spot this sort of a play. Wheaton already thinking that something's going to be up. He starts to rotate back up to this too, but no commitment from Hellraisers as of yet, but they're getting ready for it. Smoke play here from Stiko, and I imagine a lot of the other members, they're getting ready to toss this back in. And now we can even see some investigative movement coming out from the other members of GreyFace too. Both Kaboom and Jumpy starting to take up more aggressive angles on that B side to try and figure out what's happening, but they're not going to detect it soon enough as now the play comes in here, but they're ready for it. There's Wheaton catching one of these guys. He's going to be able to take down Oscar. Now more trying to push back in, but not a whole lot of good progress being made here. Stiko finds one kill, but that might end up being the only kill he gets, and that's indeed the case. Wheaton just takes him right out of play. Wheaton finds another one, and now it's just Kucher. He picks up at least this one kill over here on a Palf, but now Wheaton's found him out as well, and Kaboom's going to come in to finalize the round there for GreyFace.
Yeah, I mean, it was just Hellraisers trying to put a little bit of a wall of smokes there in the A site and just try to press in and make something happen. But, you know, you just saw the players, especially Wheaton, just kind of sitting behind the smoke. There was still a couple of pretty big gaps as well, so Hellraisers could never really actually attempt to plant. Too many kills coming in there from GreyFace. Just a well-defended A-bomb site there from them, you know, against that force buy from Hellraisers, which doesn't, you know, put Hellraisers into a safe situation here. A couple of P250s in play, but that's going to be about it, and GreyFace going to go ahead and get aggressive to take advantage of this here, throwing down some very early damage and not getting caught for it either. He just tries to push out, but they can't collect the frags just yet, but still no kills going off yet. Finally, Barbar getting one.
And a second one there as he takes out Schneider as well. More hits coming back out here from the CTs as Kaboom finds a kill. Bavar's low, but he's still here to fight a little bit. He's going to pick up another kill onto Oscar. Stiko is finally able to pick up at least one for his team, but very quickly Palf gets the flank against him in order to take him down. And of course, that'll be another quick round, which GreyFace will take into their favor. So that sets us up to 5-1 now. Quick transition into another buy round, though, from the hands of Hellraisers. We'll see what kind of utility they can buy it, but to be honest, for some of these guys not looking so good, Angel at the very least is able to get a semi-decent one, but for a lot of these guys, it will be missing some stuff, and it's mainly just flashbangs and smokes, not a whole lot of HEs and mollies, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually the best buy they've had all game, and it's still not really the best. I mean, as you said, the utility is still a little bit low, but this is the most they've had to work with this half thus far. And we'll see this once again. They like to get that early construction control to still leave that as an option, but we've also seen them more using it, at least in the rounds we've seen, trying to traverse back stairs to do some type of ace, but we haven't seen them attack B really a single time yet, except for like just an eco rush in the second round. But Angel has found a pick here this time around, so this could open up their options a bit more here on what they want to do, but it still seems like A is kind of the idea.
And now again, Hellraisers keep themselves spread out for now, but as you said, slowly looking to solidify themselves on a single site. They do have the bomb sitting over here towards the playground, so could be able to move it in really towards either direction. It's still very early in the round. It actually looks like they're going to take it back down over here through the connector right now. Maybe try to work it outside, but we'll see in a second, because that is sort of a decision they still need to make. But more players are coming down to the connector now, so I imagine they're going to head out towards sewers, just try to make the entry on B side instead, which may not be the best idea, unfortunately. So you only have one player left from GreyFace defending the A site. They've rotated Palf down here now, so I'm pretty sure GreyFace know this is coming. Now it's just all about defending it and getting themselves in a position to hold off the push, which they're doing now. Jumpy gets caught out in the open, but thankfully a pop flash saves his life there. Counter pop flash on the CTs works out great, because Jumpy's going to be able to drop Schneider, but Stiko's there to find the trade. He takes down Jumpy, and now this take has begun here. They're moving in. Stiko taking some hits, not on a 56 HP, but as these guys move back in here, that's Stiko finding another kill. He drops Palf. Wheaton again responds to this one, but now they're on. They've gotten the plant, but it doesn't matter for Wheaton. He picks up a second one here. He's going to drop Oscar. Angel finding his teammate out, so now it's just on Wheaton with 2 HP. Trying to collect this back, and he knows where Angel's no clue where Kucher is, though, so he's got to be very, very cautious about how he plays this one out. Moving in, trying to get that flanked angle on Angel. He is going to find it, but won't be able to react quickly enough, and Angel's going to be able to take him down and finally give Hellraisers another point.
Yeah, I mean, just getting that early pick there from Hellraisers, that was Angel into the B-bomb site, you know, gives them that early man advantage to kind of work with. And though they did actually kind of hit the more defended site, as you noted, that rotation came in, still Stiko able to get some really good entries there and allow Hellraisers to get the bomb down. You know, you saw Wheaton almost make a retake successful, but wasn't quite able to do it. And so, as you said, Hellraisers get their second round and avoid a really, really tough economic situation as well. Their money has been really rough, and it's still not safe. They're still, you know, in danger of a reset, but so is GreyFace. They've had to force up this round. Their money is also quite low, so this is a situation where GreyFace loses this, they might be in double save territory. So this is a really, really important round for them, but equally so for Hellraisers. As we said, both teams' economies are quite fragile at this point.
They've got this. They've got the B side held pretty much with an iron grip at this point, though. Hellraisers already losing one of these players. Jumpy's gonna be able to take him down. He's ready for the second one too if they do decide to push it against it. What they don't expect though is that there actually is going to be a player there over towards construction, as Schneider is going to be able to take down Wheaton as he gets a little bit aggressive there, trying to work himself back inside of inside of the tunnel. So he gets caught off guard a little bit, is going to lose that trade. This should reopen the push angle now for the members of Hellraisers to make their way onto the A site. They haven't committed to it just as of yet, though. You can see Kaboom again finding some more frags here for the CT side, but the trades are still coming in very, very well for Hellraisers, so they'll keep it even to a 2-on-2. The problem, really, sort of for both teams at this point, is that they've expended a lot of their utility and haven't gotten a whole lot of info on this place. You still just have players randomly placed all over the map, so Jumpy again is going to run into another nasty surprise as Kucher takes him down. He comes out on top of the steps, and now Kaboom's basically just going to have to make a wild guess as to which site this is coming towards. He's correct, but he gets smoked out here from heaven, so he's going to try to go for the spray. He actually almost takes down Oscar because he's at 27 HP, so this is a very winnable 1 versus 1. This flash has to be a miracle flash, though, and look at it, it is almost here for the most part. Comes in, it's enough of a job to take down Oscar, but now he's got to finish off that Opera, but that's not going to be possible. Kucher clutches it out for Hellraisers, and they get another point here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, really, this Hellraisers, you know, we've seen a lot this game, really just spreading out across the map, just playing kind of a default spread, and this particular round, it was GreyFace who were, you know, more eager to actually take engagements. You know, they were on a low buy, they kind of had the force issues to make that thing work, and it just didn't. Kucher, you know, with a triple kill that round, really doing a great job to get a couple of picks over towards the B bomb side, and then holding off the clutch there at the end also. And now we do have a save here from GreyFace, just a few P250s, no armor or anything like that. Angel will step up, finding another pick here at Sandbags at that B bomb site, and Hellraisers will just begin to swarm onto the site here in a moment, and probably should wrap this one up.
Jumpy probably going to be dead in about 2 seconds. Yep, there we go.
Pretty
Oscar
accurate.
finds the headshot angle there. He tries to play it up and close, but unfortunately, Hellraisers are not going to be very convinced by that sort of play, so they find him out. And GreyFace, you know, they've already been pushed off site. As you've already said, they're not really investing too much into this round. The biggest buys they go for are P250s, so there's Stiko spotting out Palf back over here in this cubby area, so he's now going to fall back. And at this point, the best thing GreyFace can hope for is a couple exits at best, as this is definitely going to be a 4th point for Hellraisers, as they're going to get a chance to swing things back now and tie things up, hopefully taking the lead too, to draw things away a little bit here from GreyFace, as they've held a pretty confident lead up to this point in the half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now at this point, Hellraisers is really starting to gain some ground. I mean, I know this can be one of the more CP-sided maps in rotation. Inferno probably being the most CP-sided, but Overpass certainly probably right up there at number 2 or so. Especially if you have a team that isn't that great on T-side Overpass. But Hellraisers has already put up some good numbers, so don't see the out coming out just yet from GreyFace, which would be a good tool since Hellraisers is so spread out, especially over there towards the upper park. It could be a way to get some picks. But GreyFace, again, has been pretty aggressive with these 3 rifle pushes over here by Party in the stairs, and they've been successful a few times with it. So we'll see if they can actually fare better here and try to hold Hellraisers off, as we are going to see some engagements taking place over here towards mid pretty soon, it seems like.
Schneider makes his way out over here towards Toxic, too. He's not going to be able to find anything just as of yet, but Wheaton popping out for the bathrooms there. Able to take down Stiko, and now they fall back happy with an initial kill that they've gained. This nade 2 comes in, does a whole load of damage. Angel down at 27. And as well, looking at Schneider, too, he's going to be pretty low. But he does pop, or he's going to get dropped because of that nade down to about 73 HP. But what happens, though, is that Schneider's able to pop out, and he finds a frag there. He's going to be able to take down Kaboom. So they find the trade from the earlier kill, but they lose a lot of HP in the process. So, like we've already said, Angel sitting down at 27 and Schneider down at 73. That's almost a full kill in itself that they've gained on these guys. Right. So, unfortunately for Hellraisers, still going to be on the winning end of these trades just as of yet. And they're still really trying to figure out which site they want to push this towards, too. Definitely solidifying on an A push now, but they've yet to really make that call. Now you've got Kucher committed, though, and he's found a frag, so this is definitely where they're going to be going. But unfortunately, the unscope from the Opera there happens probably at the worst time. He only catches 1 kill. Oscar finds the trade, but that should not have happened as he was looking directly at that angle. And if he remained scope, probably could have killed him without losing a teammate.
Yeah, and Schneider continues to put a little bit of pressure at B to hold that rotation off just a little bit longer, so Jumpy's not going to make it here in time. And really, I think the key for Hellraisers has been they keep getting this pickup Sandbags on the B-bomb site, and it really allows them to kind of work a bit of an edge, kind of holding people in place over at the B-bomb site to do the late A hits like this. And now Jumpy's forced into a really tough 1 versus 2.
Jumpy trying to find his way in here to try and take out these players. Angel still hiding inside. He's very low, but nevertheless can hold off his own ground. Picks up that kill onto Jumpy. They had basically a dual spray angle against him at that point anyway, so the odds were not going to be looking so good. And that now will tie things up at 5 points. And unfortunately for GreyFace, with their economy still really not being at its full buy point, they're not going to be able to segue this directly into another force buy. They're going to have to go for a very light save run once again. With Deagles, P250s, and just the default pistols being the biggest buy they're going to have, along with a little bit of utility here and there. And once again, again, guys, probably gonna have to remind you guys about this constantly, so long as that game is still going on, because we have a lot of people filtering in from it. But the G2 and VP game is not here. It is over on Facet's channel at twitch.tv/FacetTV. If you want to watch it, you need to head over there, as we are hosting the well, this game here, obviously.
Yeah, so this round is pretty much just an easy mop-up. You see how I just head over towards the B-bomb side. A couple of pushes here and there from GreyFace over on short, and it's just dealt with without any casualties here from Hellraisers. So now taking the lead for the first time in this game. They're on a 5-round winning streak as well. So Hellraisers has really gotten it together. Now you finally see the ops coming out from GreyFace. In fact, it's going to be a double op setup as well. So maybe Jumpy has a pretty good spawn to take his towards long B. Barbar probably going to be taking his either towards upper park, or we can keep seeing that aggression over in mid, as we've seen them pushing 3 early almost every single round, and they're going to do the exact same thing, sending a couple towards stairs while Barbar just kind of holds the angle over at party. Hellraisers this time committing a lot more numbers to B very early on, but the boost from Jumpy gets the initial pick here for GreyFace, so that's a better start from them. This is really the first time they've had an opening pick lately.
T's are going to work their way back over here into the site, but Jumpy still holding strong back over here, humping that pole, picks up 2 kills right into this one. Kucher responded by taking down a teammate, but Jumpy's still alive and well, and he's forced the fallback now from the 2 still left alive from Hellraisers. Oscar and Schneider, they're back off from Monster. Might be pushing back in a second here, but the odds are not looking so good because it's fairly obvious if they were going to go back in there. So they're going to hide out here for a few extra seconds. Hopefully that draws the rotation from GreyFace and keeps the players on that A site. And we can see too that Wheaton was thinking about falling back for a second, but he's not recommitted himself. And he's actually in a really good spot to watch out for a push over there from construction. So Jumpy's even moved his sights back over towards this. Bit of a risk being taken if they did go back in for Monster, but this is very well calculated because it's basically going to be a... Ooh, almost. I was going to say it was basically going to be a grinder as they walked in, but Jumpy does unscope at the last second once again, so he looks away from this one. And now Hellraisers are going to have a very, very small path to find their way in, but they are going to be able to have to find if Wheaton... Is he still here, and he's got this angle against them. Picks up a lot of nice damage over here on Oscar, but Oscar ultimately is going to take him down. Now that sounds the alarms, everybody here from GreyFace is going to be rotating down to this B site to come and help, but it's actually not going to be where the members of Hellraisers are playing this. They got 15 seconds left, so again, they take a pretty big risk by moving things back over here towards A, but it should pay off as they've got a clear sight for the most part.
Yeah, the bomb's going to get planted here by Oscar right now. As you said, very low HP, so he could get spammed pretty easily through the smoke on his way back out, but no one's really there to actually put down the shots, and now Oscar does find one in the bank. Nice shot, Snyder, spotting these people rotating. He's actually spotted both rotating up the stairs now. Already has found one of them, so Barbar left alone here in a 1 versus 2 with the op inside the site. Going to be very tough now at this point, as much time has ticked away to really find anything. I think he's going to still force for it, though. Pushing through, finds one at mid. Great shot there from Barbar, but Oscar there to trade. And Hellraisers, what a round there from him. I thought GreyFace had a great chance at that. They had a lot of early op picks there from Jumpy over on the B-bomb side. Really gave them an edge, but they still couldn't hold off Hellraisers. That's pretty insane. It didn't work out for them.
Yeah, and unfortunately there, in that final clutch-out situation, Hellraisers just had a very brutal setup for a player, specifically with an op to work out. As soon as that first shot is fired, even though, yes, he does get the kill, it's a fairly easy pick for Oscar to find, too, as they were just set up perfectly for this one. So, a very good position coming out from Hellraiser. Once again, gives them yet another round here, and we go directly into another eco here for the members of GreyFace. They are able to get a little bit more this time, but still not enough where we would expect them to suddenly upset the round here, and it's looking like, although Angie does pick up 2 kills and is finally traded, out comes the trade for that trade, as Schneider is able to take him down. Barbar having a little bit better luck as he finds 1 kill out in the open here, takes down Seiko. Jumpy will have a chance to pick up Schneider here in a second. He's going to succeed in doing so, but that leaves Jumpy as the final player left alive versus Kucher and Oscar, as those 2 are just waltzing their way onto that A site right now. And again, they've basically got an open site in order to make this plan happen. And not only this now, but they know exactly where Jumpy is coming from, so they really only have 2 options here in terms of trying to defend things off, and that should be pretty easy to hold.
Yeah, I'm curious if Jumpy's actually going to go for this here. Oh, I don't think he really had much of a chance to decide whether or not he wanted to commit to that, as Kucher found him out immediately there, and that's Hellraisers up 8-5, and they're going to go for the double op setup here again. I mean, they had a pretty good start on the round thanks to this. Jumpy did a great job defending the B-bomb side early in the round with it, but still a late A hit kind of came in and ruined the round for them. See if they do a bit better. Barbar will have his second opportunity with the op. He didn't even really spot anything the first time around. This time he'll get more aggressive to try to even further force an early engagement. He has spotted a smoke, so he knows one's there, and he will find the kill. So, again, GreyFace getting an opening pick, but can they actually close out the round this time? They've gotten 2 kills here. but could it be deja vu? Could Hellraisers still bring it back?
Very unfortunate turn of events there for Angel, too. Angel takes the shot on the Jumpy. He hits it first, but unfortunately hits it through a pallet, so it doesn't fully end up killing Jumpy. He survives with 11 HP and catches the trade kill there. So that's going to break it down to 2 players left on the side of Hellraisers this time. Jumpy and Kaboom have been heavily injured, so if Stiko or Oscar are able to find those 2 players out in the open, and we'll be able to whittle them off pretty easily, and that could maybe make this round a little bit more palatable, but still, the odds they're working against are not very good right now. The op shot comes out there from Oscar in an attempt to kill this player hiding behind the APC, and it's going to miss, so now they've revealed at least 1 player's presence. It's very unlikely that these 2 would be pretty far split up, so they're able to rotate most of GreyFace's forces up here to the A site to hold things off, and assuming they don't just go back down through Connector, which Stiko's looking at it now, but I don't think they're going to follow through with that sort of plan, then this should once again be a fairly simple hold here for GreyFace to execute and pick up a 6-point.
You would hope so. I mean, this time they've clamped down a bit better after getting the opening picks. They didn't over-rotate. I think that was the big problem last round, was they had so many people that rotated to B. They couldn't get back to A in time for the late A hit. This time around, they have people in place, but Stiko and Oscar, they're getting these kills, and now they have a 2 versus 3. They're running out of time, though, but they keep getting these kills. GreyFace members keep running out and getting destroyed, and now it's going to be Stiko with a chance here in a 1 versus 2. Both players very low on HP from GreyFace.
And again, probably one of the most unfortunate timings in the world is Stiko looks away just as Oscar's peeking back out, so he allows him to kill his teammate. Thankfully, though, it's still left to a 2-on-1, as Stiko's very little info as to where exactly those last 2 GreyFace players are moving in from. So they're able to come back in, Jumpy gets the quick op shot, and GreyFace avoid, once again, disaster here. And they pick up a 6-point for themselves as we head into the final round, and we'll see if they can patch up a 7th, or if Hellraisers are going to hold a very strong T-side lead here on Overpass by coming themselves up to 9 points, as they've still got a very strong buy. 2 ops as well for the Ts here, whereas it'll be something very similar for the CTs. They as well will have 2 ops, all rifles, and pretty much a full utility stack for the entire team.
Yeah, I mean, GreyFace has been pretty successful since they pulled out the ops at getting opening picks and getting themselves a pretty decent advantage early in rounds, but they've just struggled a little bit to close. That time they did finally do so. However, in that 2 versus 1, Jumpy again getting that early pick at Long Beach. Schneider tags him a bit for an attempt at a trade, but couldn't quite do so, and they're starting to commit numbers again, trying to get this pick up sandbags. They've been successful with this in the past, Hellraisers has, but smoke up this time. They're going to try to boost over it, possibly. But GreyFace, again, they're sitting pretty right now with the advantage.
They do some good damage to Wheaton, though, as they bring him down to about 7 HP with that little bit of a boost they did back over there by the sandbags. So they bring him down, and he's going to have to hold back here for the most part now. They've done some really good amounts of damage here to the members of GreyFace on that B site, but they're not actually going to commit to it. Nonetheless, though, Angel, nice and patient, waits and is actually drawing this. Look, we can see the rotation here from GreyFace. They think it's all coming down over here onto the B site. This is not the case at all. Granted, we have not seen the commitment as of yet from Hellraisers either, but Hellraisers are going to very quickly have that decision made for them as Palf gets that monster flank and takes out everybody that was pushing into the B site from Hellraisers.
Exactly. I mean, getting those 2 kills is big. It stops anything from going on over there, plus it gets the information that it is going to be a late A hit, so people are able to get back in position here from GreyFace, and they should have an easy time holding this at this point. There's only 2 ops in play. It's really hard to push sides with that. But, okay, they get it back into a 2-on-2 somehow. Wow, what is this?
And now they bring it back down, so everything falls into Palf. This is a player we've heard a lot of talk about recently, sneaking back in, trying to look for 1 frag. He picks it up, but now it's him versus Schneider. Schneider working with his op down at 37 HP. Palf tosses that flashback out to work his way in. Not really so impactful, but as he creeps his way around, he's going to have the superior angle. He closes it out, and the upset round from Hellraisers ends the first half 9-6 in their favor, as now they're going to be jumping onto the CT side, and GreyFace will have to swing things back on the T side to come back into this game and try to take map number 1.
I promise, man. It's felt like every time that GreyFace was about to close out a round, somehow Hellraisers was making it interesting, and 2 out of 3 of those rounds they actually wound up securing there in the latter part of the half. So that's actually really disappointing. As close as some of those rounds were, once GreyFace got the double ops out, that they were only able to come up actually with 1 round in that mixed. So that is pretty disappointing there for them, I'm sure. Great T-side there from Hellraisers, always finding a way to play themselves back into the round, even being in like 2v4s and situations like that. They still secured rounds, and they have a pretty solid lead going into the CT side. We'll see how this pistol fares. Looks like GreyFace is not going to take any time to decide on things. They're already making their way into Monster, into that B-bomb site to see what they can accomplish.
It's basically open doors here for the most part. We are going to see Angel rotating back in to spot all of this, but on the site itself, they've actually left it pretty much open here. Now more are going to try to come back in. Angel trying to find that shot, but not going to be able to grab it. Wheaton is able to take him down. They've held the other ones back off. Pal finding a second frag here too as he takes down Kucher, and there's Wheaton with another one. Not only this, but Babar also found a kill, and then Pal just closes out the final one. No damage at all going to GreyFace. They don't lose a single player, and Hellraisers make a big mistake by trying to get aggressive as they give them free site control, and there's just nothing left for them to do from that point forward.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think you pretty much nailed it. You know, just being able to get out a monster like that and just swarm the site with no one really in position to defend very well or get back into position to retake. And these new sounds, man, I know the footsteps obviously were mentioned in the patch notes, but have you noticed that, like, when bullets...
The M4, it's the 1.6 M4?
Yeah. It's like they didn't include that in the patch notes that, like, when you hit surfaces with bullets that they make different sounds, but that is the case. And so every now and then you catch a little nostalgia of 1.6 when you hear a bullet hit the wall or something like that. So it's kind of neat. Kind of like it.
So Stiko actually holds a pretty surprising angle here, but not actually gonna grab anything with it, unfortunately. Was sort of kept in a veil for a few moments, but had to eventually take that shot. He tries to eliminate Wheaton, brings him down to about 60% of his health pool, but not gonna be enough to take him out as GreyFace spotted. What he does get, though, is a valuable amount of information here, and oof, man, Kaboom, lucky to be alive at that point. That shotgun almost gonna be able to take him out. If he was playing a little bit closer, probably would have done the damage, but hopefully he peeks out a little bit too early, and it's not gonna be the case. So that's 2 down now, and now 3. As the members of GreyFace, as you normally do on this second round eco, just playing it nice and slow here, waiting for the members of Hellraisers to make mistakes and peek back out so that they can find their positions, and then they just come back in and, well, overwhelm them by superior force. Wheaton, once again, brought down a little bit lower. Kucher finding 1 kill, but the other 2 are immediately traded back out, and there we have GreyFace picking up the 2nd, and for Hellraisers, this is going to be their garbage round.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, even that round, they didn't really put too much effort into it. I mean, they weren't really playing together. They were pretty much just playing default positions, but with, you know, some upgraded pistols, hoping for the best. But GreyFace just being able to take a bunch of one-on-one engagements for the most part, not having any trouble with them there. And Jumpy will pick up a MAC-10 this round, knowing it's a garbage round, to see if he can't pick up some extra cash. It's a 1050 gun, so you just get like 2 kills, and it pays for itself, basically. So they will try to make that happen here. So they are going to attack this B-bomb site yet again, but a huge stack here from Hellraisers at B, so maybe there's some hope.
Unfortunately, the unsuperior guns are not going to be helping them out very well. Already the players on the platforms themselves have already been dispatched. Wheaton coming in there, finding both those kills. They spot them in the pits now. Wheaton does have to fall back because he's getting a little bit low. Kaboom as well has been dropped, but look at Wheaton going crazy with the deagle, eliminating Oscar. That molly comes back down. That's going to force Schneider out of position. We do see 1 kill picked up by him, but very quickly after that, he's going to burn alive, and Angel as well is killed by Jumpy.
Yeah, so just cleaned up there from GreyFace with with ease for the most part here. Now we will see our first buy round, however, but no ops coming out this time around from Hellraisers. They were certainly bringing it to use there a bit towards the on the terrace side, but won't have it here for the opening CT round. Meanwhile, Barbar will have his op. He is the primary for this team. We did see a lot of double opping from GreyFace on the CT side, but here things will be different, of course, as they will be gearing up inside the stairs here with 3 of their members. Pico and Oscar have gotten aggressive. Oscar actually already peeking over towards Fountain. Barbar not spotting him here, so Oscar has a chance to maybe slip in and grab him for free, and he does. Great kill there from Oscar to get in on the scoped in Barbar. Didn't really have the ability to see what was going on, and Jumpy is the only person able to get a kill here so far from GreyFace. So far, a great start from Hellraisers.
And now the members of GreyFace trying to figure out exactly where they want to move themselves. They are trying to investigate exactly how aggressive the members of Hellraisers have gotten. Jumpy moving back out to look for this trade kill back over here onto Oscar, but Oscar still holding a very strong position despite the fact that Jumpy now slowly working for a flank. He still sticks around. He does have the support coming in from Schneider too, as he's going to jump himself over towards Party, and he's got a great angle against Jumpy in a second, but he, again, so many times this happened in this game. Jumpy looks away, or apologies, Schneider looks away, probably the worst time.
Wow.
Ends up getting taken down, and there's going to be Oscar finding another kill here once again, too. Is able to take down Jumpy. Finally, Kaboom trades him back out. That leads it into a 2-on-2. After everything that's said and done, they keep it to an even trade, and it's not like there's one team that has a huge health pool disadvantage against the other. GreyFace basically have their pick, and I would honestly argue to say that it's their advantage right now, too, because the members of Hellraisers have had to split this up 1-1. So on the take itself, GreyFace are at most only going to be working against 1 player.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've nailed it there. I mean, they had the defensive split. They're able to get 2v1s here, but could you get in the jump on the first player in, gets it back into a one-on-one situation. The bomb will get planted in time, but this is going to allow Angel to get position. They have a real chance at this 1-versus-1, but he is smoked off on that first place he tries to rotate to, so that kills a little bit of time, but it has dissipated, so we'll see if he can make a play for this.
Palf has all the time he needs with that smoke and play. Palf has plenty of time to get to a post play.
Has a molly, too, to get on the bomb.
So he's got a really good amount of time here to try to just hold this off, and there's that molly you were talking about. That goes on the floor. Angel, not a whole lot he can do at this point, just have to wait things out. I think that molly, personally, I think that molly was tossed out a little bit early, but should be enough time to sort of wait this out now. He's going to stick on it, waiting for the kill, but this is far too much time that he's wasted. So thankfully that molly's going to be very well played, even as the HE just to solidify it. And although we might see somebody die, but no, they both end up going down there. And GreyFace do end up picking up the first gun round here.
I'm sure he didn't know that, but because Angel didn't have a kit, the Molly actually won the round despite it was thrown early. I don't think he would have had time to defuse anyway, not having the kit. So, good round there from GreyFace. I mean, they had a pretty disappointing first half, I would say, as many times as they played into advantage and still couldn't come up with rounds. But here on the T side, they've won the pistol, they got the 3-0 start, now they've won the opening gun round as well and put Hellraisers onto a save, so they have a great chance to go ahead and extend their lead to 11, and that's a great recovery there from them to you know, just like I said, have that disappointing first half, but come out swinging here so far in the second and put themselves in a lead. As Hellraisers are going to get aggressive here. 2 players inside the stairs, 1 towards bathrooms as well, so they're trying to force these engagements early, and Stiko, he finds that Deagle kill, so you know, a decent start here from Hellraisers. We'll see if they can capitalize on it.
Jumpy trying to look for some more sort of response to this over here onto Oscar, but he's actually going to end up getting dinked. He's now sitting down at 44 HP, but Kaboom does hear all this action going back over here in the connector footsteps, so now he's going to move himself back out here, looking for this frag. He's going to find one, gets the second two, as both Stiko and Schneider are going to fall. Oscar was also earlier dispatched there by Wheaton, and now this puts it just down to 2 alive from Hellraisers. Again, both are split, and now with GreyFace having a very huge man advantage and economical advantage, I imagine that they should have this round in the bag here and should be able to push themselves up to 11 points.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they had an early kill there at the beginning from stairs and into the party area, but I mean, GreyFace was quick to respond and didn't suffer any more casualties after that, and probably won't for the rest of this round, unless Kucher and Angel might make something happen.
GreyFace?
GreyFace?
Is that what their name is?
Did I say that?
I think you did. That's what I heard.
Okay.
I could be
That's
wrong.
fine. Just like I always have the urge to call Wheaton Sky Kitten. Does that urge ever hit you sometimes?
That's what I thought it was.
No.
First two. Angel actually holding things off pretty nicely here as he picks up 2 kills. Again, don't really think he's gonna be able to clutch this as he's basically boxed in, but at least picks up 2 kills and everything considered up to that point.
Makes the round expensive at least, you know. I mean, that's causing some rebuys and that sets you up for later if you can win this next round.
He is eventually gonna end up falling though as Wheaton takes him back down. I don't even know if that's the correct pronunciation. I've been told that that is and that isn't.
Wheaton, or something like that. I don't know.
The best way it's been described to me is to say like wheat thin, but all like one word.
I don't know. I think it was funny.
Accentuation on the W.
I don't know if you remember this, but I think it was the first major that Kingwin played together when they first put together the team, and there was this interview with the team, and like Mike Lilly's like, "Okay, this is how you pronounce it, guys," and he didn't clear anything up at all because it was still very weird how he said it, at least for us. You know, speakers here in the United States, it's very hard to figure out, but yeah, we'll go at Wheaton. That's pretty cool. I still personally think Sky Kitten was a great choice. I think he should have just embraced that, but you know, it is what it is. As GreyFace taking control of construction here, setting themselves up for potentially hitting B, as that bomb is tucked in at long B, and most members are committed here, but they can still easily traverse the stairs, but getting a little bit of spam damage here, but not too much yet. Still kind of waiting to see where this round's gonna go.
Hellraiser's doing a good job of holding it off, as you said, with the trade damage come back and forth. Palf still trying to figure out where this is moving in from, and wants to investigate this now as he moves closer over here towards the sandbags. The smoke still definitely covering way too much for him to be able to spot anything, though, unfortunately, so won't have any action happening there, or really anywhere on the map for a while. It's probably going to be back over here is where we first see a little bit of combat, as everybody else is pretty far detached from where Hellraisers is, but he's called for this little bit of assistance now, and I think they are going to go for the entry here. Red Bomb just sitting outside, but had very low HP. Not going to be able to find the kills. Angel picked up the first one. It is traded up very quickly by Jumpy, but now the take is going to begin here. Kucher pushing back out. Doesn't spot anything for Monster, but there is going to be a player coming back in there on a little bit of a delay. Nonetheless, Kucher finds a frag over here. It takes down Wheaton. Now that op comes back in from Monster. Going to be able to take down Kucher with this one. Schneider, look, still keeping himself super quiet, though.
Oh, no!
Jumpy catches Schneider first. They have a moment of confusion as they walk right into each other, but horrible disaster strikes the CT team. And now they've got a 3-on-2 advantage, but they haven't gotten full site controls of yet. Stiko's here, Stiko's loud, Stiko wins the party. He's trying to draw them back out. The flash comes out, he's just gonna roll right into these guys. It's perfect, pushes them back further into Monster, but now it's about finding those kills, and he can't pick it up. So now it's Oscar. To be honest, the best course of action for him. He knows he's got Barber and Kaboom very low, but again, with that op in play, he doesn't want to take the risk, so he's got to go for this save.
That is really, really unfortunate. I mean, Hellraisers were actually pretty well set up for that. They already had 3 people dedicated to the B-bomb site because Oscar was just kind of patrolling A by himself with the op, and he had upper A completely covered, and there was one just kind of sitting back A site. He's, you know, they seemed like they might have a shot there, but it was just so unfortunate. You know, Schneider trying to play the smoke, runs around, but gets caught. I mean, that was a big kill there to catch Schneider hiding inside the smoke, and then Barbar had some pretty crazy op shots there as well towards the end to help seal the deal. And now, I mean, Hellraiser's buying up what they can, but money real low. This is actually, you know, max loss bonus short 3,400, but even with that said, so low money, they can't really rebuy so much next round. So this is a big chance for GreyFace to extend their lead in a big way. Hellraiser's getting aggressive. in construction this time, denying that control. But they're already out long B into the site, so it doesn't really help.
They're moving themselves in here. They haven't gotten past the canal yet, though, so the members of Hellraisers are actually able to come back in and sort of retake control a little bit here. At the very least, they move Kucher back in a pit, and now the players from GreyFace are going to look to try to get themselves beyond it, but it's not going so well, to be honest. Barbar finally lines up a kill back over here onto Angel in order to shut him back down. Stiko finding another kill via nade, but there's Schneider as well, picking up one back over here for Hellraisers. He takes down Kaboom, and now it's into a 4-on-2. These two members left alive from GreyFace. Wheaton trying to move back in, but Bar misses that op shot. Now he, connects on the second one, though. Picks up a very good shot, but again, the overwhelming force from Hellraisers is still going to be nothing against Babar at that point. So Stiko, along with a teammate, just able to rush right forward, finish him off, and that will be another one for Hellraisers finally here. Their first pickup, I believe, in this half.
Yeah, it is, and that was just really big from Kucher. You know, we kind of talked about how they're, you know, pushing the construction, kind of left Monster wide open, which allowed GreyFace to get into the site, but Kucher was able to fall back just in enough time to get a kill and kind of slow down GreyFace a bit, allow people to get in position with their rotates, and allow Hellraisers a chance to close out the round. And now Oscar getting aggressive here, getting a real big pick on that bench, kind of a snacks move, so to speak, and he gets it, and they're going to be able to fall back in A before GreyFace can really respond, so that's a massive kill, and even more massive that they were able to get away and not get traded.
And now again here, the members of Hellraisers trying to play that aggressive strat. They push forward, they try to get themselves a little bit further towards bathrooms, even though they know GreyFace do have a little bit of a presence here. And for the members of Hellraisers as well, we take a look back over here at Schneider, just holding the safe angle back on the B side. Again, not a whole lot's going to be happening here. The main play is happening back there over here outside of the bathrooms. Angel is able to pop out, finds that kill on a Kaboom, looks for a second one too, and he finds it. As Wheaton tries to grab that response, he's going to end up getting dropped. Jumpy trying to come in here, trying to pick up something. Oscar actually misses his offside. Just opens the gates back over here as he finds that kill, but very quickly after he does pick up that frag, Stiko is there for the trade. He takes down Jumpy, and Hellraisers find an 11th point now.
Yeah, Angel just single-handedly kind of shut down that round. Just finds a great timing where you know, Hellraisers are setting up their smokes onto the A-bomb slide. He's able to catch a free frag on the guy coming upstairs who thought it was clear, and then caught, you know, Wheaton right after he threw the smoke, and gets a hat trick on the round. And now gives Hellraisers a real chance. This is now 2 rounds in a row for them. They have GreyFace on the save and a great chance to tie this thing back up, despite having a really rough time to kick off the second half. So they're right back into the game at this point. You thought GreyFace was starting to run away with it a bit, but right when they were getting in position to do so, Hellraisers responds. And like I said, looking to tie off this game as they already have the opening 2 picks here, and this looks like it's going to be a quick one, and we're going to have a 12-12 game.
Thank goodness this happens on an eco round. I got stuck on a smoke until like 3 seconds ago.
Gotta love that.
There's probably the T-Tours emote getting spammed in the chat like crazy right now.
That's why I'm like scared to follow nades when I'm Go TV specking, because I know that's going to happen. Yeah. But that's the one you really want to follow the most, right?
So there's going to be Schneider picking up one of the final kills. He's got Kaboom down to 14 HP as well, and there you go. There's going to be the end of the round pretty quickly. Hellraisers, no surprises there, them picking that one up. And just like that, again, we're tied here. Hellraisers having a chance to strike back. This is going to remain very close. And not only this, too, but their money's finally gotten to actually a really good point here for the side of Hellraisers, where now they can easily afford to go for this double op setup on their CT side.
Absolutely, and money's tight on GreyFace, right? They're bought down to $0 and $50, and you know, with the 4-round loss bonus of $2,800 coming in next time around, they're gonna have a real tight force, or they're gonna be forced to save and allow Hellraisers a 14th round. So this round is really big. They need to get this one if they want to hold Hellraisers off, or at least have an easier time doing so. They're gonna make it very hard on themselves if they wind up dropping this one. As Oscar gets aggressive with that op at Upper Park, doesn't hit the shot, but is able to get away without taking really any damage. So no harm, no foul for the most part here, as GreyFace tries to get control of the bathrooms and force those TTs back into the site and give them some map control. And it looks like A is kind of their primary focus, but of course Stairs is right there, so they're not committed or anything.
And again, they're just going to wait out a little bit of this to hopefully find a mistake from Hellraisers to be able to utilize this, tossing some grenades in here and there as well, but no real commitment just as of yet here from the side of GreyFace, as they're still investigating exactly how they want to try to take this. You've got Palf back down over here too, hoping for some aggression from Hellraisers to come outside of Monster, but probably not going to find any of that. But nonetheless, GreyFace actually not feeling too confident with this push on the A, so they move a lot of their players down through connector, getting ready to jump outside into construction. This does leave the bathroom a little overexposed, but at the same time, Jumpy's able to press forward here too, but all these nades and mollies coming in. Jumpy not having the easiest time, and he's gonna be able to walk out. They haven't spotted him yet. He sees Oscar. Stiko, though, not gonna oh my goodness, all that setup for nothing, as he's gonna mess up the spray too, and doesn't really get anything out of this. Barbar, as he walks in, gets dinked down to 9 HP, but finds the kill, and a second one here too, as Schneider's gonna miss his op shot. They've now found their way into the B site, but Stiko's here, finds a kill on Kaboom, looking for more at this point, but Barbar is holding that tight angle with the op, ready to find these guys if they do try to rush in. Hellraisers haven't taken for a ruse, although with that one player moving back in. Barbar finding that stutter shot over here, takes down Oscar. 2 more from the CT side, trying to work their way back in. It'll be Stiko and Angel. And they bring it into a 3-on-2 as well. You've got one player sort of committed off-site. Nonetheless, Stiko finding this kill here, taking down Wheat as they move back in. They easily take down Palv, so they get back control very quickly. And now it's on Barbar. He tries to get himself on the rotation here, has the shot over here, but gonna miss it. And now I believe with a kit, they should have enough time to do this. It's going to be a little bit close, but they've got it. And this is going to be a 13th point going on the board for Hellraisers once again.
Yeah, I mean, GreyFace were doing some good things. They put a lot of pressure at A. They kind of forced, you know, Hellraisers to commit 3 players there. And with Jumpy, you know, he didn't get any kills or really do a whole lot. He kept people in place, which allowed, you know, the guys over here from GreyFace to get some entries there up, especially up the short by Sandbags. They got 2 quick entries, and it looked like they had that thing wrapped up. But, you know, just a great retake effort there from Hellraisers. Barbar tried his best with the op to hold it off. He got a couple of kills, and he's been kind of, I guess, the best opper in the server today thus far in the plays that he's been making, the kills that he's taken, but it just wasn't enough. A great retake from Hellraisers. GreyFace, though, with the bomb plant, able to, I guess, more comfortably afford this type of AK buy, but you look at the utility, very, very low. Only 1 flashbang to their name to try to hit a site with, and so that's going to make things rather difficult, added onto the top of the fact that 2 opening kills have gone Hellraisers' way already.
Stiko now safely falling back, not any presence here over on top A, so they're not really going to be able to contest that pretty heavily. Jumpy comes in, finally catches 1 for the T-sided team, but here's going to be Angel looking for 1 from the CT side once again. Takes down Barbar, almost lining up an additional kill over here on a Jumpy, but at the very least they get the location. Now they've got to find his Palf, and there we go. Now he's been located. Doesn't take down Kucher immediately, does find the kill eventually, but he's taking some heavy hits. He's now down at 34 HP. Hellraisers still have very, very good control of the situation, and they've got the bomb on the floor too, so GreyFace have to look for a retake on this before they can even get themselves to a site. So there's Oscar with 1 kill. They know exactly the Palf is going to be coming in over here, and unfortunately, not a whole lot that he's going to be able to do. So Angel picks up another round for himself and the rest of his team, and Hellraisers now sit very, very close to getting themselves the victory here in map number 1. Not only this too, but they've got plenty of money stacked up behind all of this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it stinks to see this because, I mean, in both halves, GreyFace had a great start, right? In the first half, they were up 1.5 to 1. In this half, they were up 6 to 0. But somehow they let Hellraisers creep back in, and now GreyFace, you know, they're, oh my goodness. Oh man, the tilt has to be real now. They're on a Tech-9 force for Hellraisers to get the map point. They're going to see if they can't make it work, but Barbar already getting stabbed in the back there. Literally, that wasn't some type of metaphor for stabbing your friend in the back. That was literally he got stabbed in the back, and he's already down.
So these guys are going to move their way up onto the A site now. It is open for the most part here. They might be able to get a plan at the most, which should, again, give them a little bit of extra cash, but still beyond this, it's basically a shutdown from the side of Hellraisers. It's going to be 5 kills to 1 at the end of it there. And almost a team ace, too. Kucher, unfortunately, the only player not able to get anything because I believe he's actually AFK.
It wasn't needed.
So there we go, he's back now. Alright, so Hellraisers pick up their 15th point, and basically max money for Stiko, too. So again, we already have emphasized on this, but just to reiterate a little more, these guys is loaded up with cash. We'll see Hellraisers go for another buy, and, oh, okay.
Did something happen?
This happens quite a bit.
Okay, we had a little fast forward action.
Like,
Alright, so
there's a gap in the time-space continuum on the Starladder's servers for some reason, so that happens a lot, actually.
And Barbar getting the opening pick here as well. They invested in double ops with the bomb plant from the last round. They're able to, you know, get as much money as they need to have plenty of utility as well, and they have the opening pick now. So we'll see if they can actually make this work. Again, just pretty spread out, looking to see if they can't catch any more picks right now. They're not committed to anything. We do see a couple of people traversing over towards B, including the bomb carrier Kaboom. So they seem to want to push in the construction, but Stiko, he's here. He has a chance to make a play here. Poff has spotted him out, however. Now he's pretty much stuck, and he will get eliminated. And so GreyFace, they have a great chance to get this round, and at least push this one a little bit further.
There's going to be 1 kill coming back out here from Oscar, though, as he's able to take down Jumpy. The rest of GreyFace, not really fully committed to this, just as of yet. A little bit hesitant to move their way in, because they don't really know exactly where the Hellraisers have positioned their players, but now getting ready for it here. Kucher actually playing a very, very risky position, as he now starts his fall back a little bit to put himself inside of the water area, but as the members of GreyFace start to work their way back into here, Kucher, he's ready for this one. Schneider's going to be helping out. He spots 1, but unfortunately he can't pick up any kills, but that op is still here in play. Oscar finds yet another kill here for his team. Wheaton's going to be able to shut him down. Schneider pushes forward to try and close this out, but can't find the frag. Now he's being flanked. He gets the no-scope, though, on a Kaboom, and now it's down to 1-on-1. 8 seconds left if he just hides and stays alive, but no, he's going to pop right out. Finds that headshot onto Wheaton and shuts down the map for Hellraisers. 16-12 is the final map 1 score.
So well played there from Hellraisers at the end of that round. I mean, even though they had kind of lost in the opening exchanges, they had some great incendiaries to hold off people from being able to push sandbags from GreyFace and allow people. Really, they got all three of their players in the B bomb site before they could execute. And I mean, GreyFace was already committed. They had no real option to fall back. They didn't have the time. So that was just really well done with the use of nades there from Hellraisers to set themselves up. And then, I mean, look at Schneider, right? Just making a really big play there. He knew he couldn't really play the clock because he already taken so much damage and the opponent was so close. He had to take the fights and he won them. I mean, those two close range op kills were just massive, and that's just the type of power that Schneider can bring. I mean, I know that he had apparently communications issues, which is why he got, removed from Dignitas. I can only assume it's worse with Hellraisers, but still finds a way to make a play. And I mean, everyone performed for Hellraisers, right? You got, three guys in the 20s there. I'm not really sure how much Kucher had before he left the server, but just an all-around a good team effort. Despite having poor starts and halves, they were always able to find a way back into the game, and they closed it out 16-12, so well done, the Hellraisers.
Alright guys, well that's going to be map number 1. Map number 2 on Dust2 is coming up here in just a few moments, so stick around for it, and we'll be right back with more of GreyFace versus Hellraisers here at the StarSeries Season 14.